This is a quick review for the Apevia Aura-Phoenix white mid-tower ATX case with 4x pre-installed RGB fans with this interesting square octagonal shape of the LEDs. It was $80 off of Amazon, free prime shipping, and about the only good thing about this case is the looks. It looks really nice, but beyond that, there's nothing really good to say about it. Let's jump right into it. It suffers from what a lot of these cheap case manufacturers do, which is put these front intake fans right up against this case with minimal to no ventilation. The only ventilation that this has are these tiny little vents up and down the sides of the front panel. These case fans are probably operating at like 1 to 5% efficiency. So yeah, they're probably losing about 95 to 99% of their potential airflow. The CPU temps with the side panel off during a pretty heavy stress test are at 66 degrees. With the side panel on, that was around 74 or so, so you're gaining probably around 5 to 10 degrees purely because of the inefficient front fan placement. For cable management, there's some cable management holes that are completely blocked by installing a full ATX size motherboard, not an extended ATX motherboard, just a full one. There's still a couple there you can see, and that you pretty much have to stuff all the cables through there. There's also the I/O cable management holes, and some people use those for the VGA cables, for the power cables for the GPU. There's not really enough room to put the GPU cables through, so it's really cramped down there. So cable management is definitely not great in this case. You can also see down there I had to stuff all the power supply cables down there, so I had to remove the hard drive bay, which is sitting right here. There's no way that I feel like I would have been able to pull this build off without maybe like a fully modular power supply. Something to note about this case, it has these interesting flush handles instead of buttons on the front panel. You can change the LEDs with this one. This case really does look nice. I'll give it that. Let's get back to the rainbow setting. Here's the power and reset switches. Here's the top front panel I/O. Got two USB 2.0, one USB 3.0, and then the audio cables. We got a removable filter on the top, which is pretty standard nowadays. And I would show you this side of the case, but it's really a mess down back there, especially because of the pre-installed RGB fans. They didn't do a great job in making it look neat even before I started the build. The build quality is also quite poor. This case is really light without anything installed. Even with the tempered glass panels in there, it seemed way too light, weirdly light for a case. All in all, I definitely don't recommend this case for any serious buyer, unless any serious system builder, unless you really like the looks and the octagonal fans and the white. It looks nice, and like I said earlier, that's about all I can say.